What's going on, guys? Rolandas here. Today I'm gonna be reacting to Dr. Zarev. A lot of people are getting excited about his super giga sessions of over 10,000 grafts. And people even asking me, is this even real? Is it possible to extract so many grafts? Because if you're looking at his before and after results, it looks fake. It looks pretty much impossible. The person was NW6, slick bald, and now he looks like a full looking head of hair. This is Joe Tillman, the original hair transplant mentor. And look what he said about Dr. Zarev.
Zarev in Bulgaria. Everyone loves this guy because he's putting out these before and after cases of bald as hell to 13,000 grafts later, and I don't like saying full head of hair, but looking like a full head of hair.
Yeah.
Obviously, not everyone can get these kinds of results as far as patients go. He's a guy that has really studied the donor area, which is key to getting so many grafts successfully without depleting the donor area. And like anyone can take 13,000 grafts out of someone's scalp. It's making it look like it hasn't been taken out of the scalp.
Last year, Dr. Zarev made a presentation on GHLS, how he's performing the surgery of his super duper extra mega sessions. So let's have a look.
Hello everyone, I am Dr. Zarev from Bulgaria. The topic of today's presentation is super giga sessions near and over 13,000 grafts. I will present a video showing all the stages of the first operation of one of my patients, in which the surgical plan for the correction of his baldness includes transplantation of total of 11,500 grafts, which will be transplanted in 2 operations. The second performed 10 months.
Important to note, in 2 transplantations, which is still pretty impressive to be honest, but it's impossible to get so many grafts in just 1 surgery. If you have high Norwood level, something like Norwood 4 and higher, it's very likely you will need minimum of 2 transplants.
This is the patient before the surgery. He can be classified as Norwood 6 with relatively thin hair, with total of 26,800 follicle units in the donor.
26,800 follicular units in the donor. This is a great donor. I don't remember exactly how much I had, but I know for a fact I had a maximum of 10,000 grafts available for the hair transplant. Maybe I could be one of these results. Probably not.
The size of the recipient areas is 225 square centimeters.
225 multiplied by 40 grafts per centimeter square as an average. He needs 9,000 grafts. Oh, okay.
Planning the operation usually takes about 2 hours. It starts with marking.
2 hours of planning. I remember for me it took about a good 20 minutes to design the hairline with Dr. Ferreira, and just going back and forth, and there was other things, marking donor, shaving the head, etc. So I could see how it can take 2 hours, especially looking at Dr. Zarev. He's probably like a high OCD. Just look, he's marking every single area. He's like a really meticulous.
After detailed photos of the marked areas, I cut the hair and take new photos.
How precise he is. Like, he marked different areas. I suppose he's not going to be extracting from these areas, or maybe he will, but very little amount, because it's very likely this area is going to be susceptible to miniaturization, something that's called retrograde alopecia.
The next stage of planning includes micro-camera recording of all marked areas and precise calculation of their size. The final stage of planning includes calculating the exact amount of follicular units to be extracted from each individual section of the donor area, as well as the exact number of grafts to be implanted in the different parts of the recipient area.
Not many doctors are actually going to this extent to analyze exactly how many grafts per centimeter square in each area do you have, the patient have, and how many to extract, so the donor still looks intact, looks pretty good after all of these extractions. This is one of the key to his success of these big, surgeries.
Preparation for the surgery ends with entering the calculated values in the machine software and generating the surgical plan.
Okay, so he's using some software where he puts all the calculations and basically tells him, on the screen right away how many extract and implant, which is, it's a really cool thing. He really well managed his, schedule. He's definitely a huge OCD. Sometimes I feel like if I would be a surgeon, I would be pretty much the same. And how everything's sterile, like, look. wrapped
The
even the
extraction
monitor.
begins with cleaning and isolating the surgical field.
It's a proper surgery, look, there's just a scalp exposed, that's it.
I worked in a complete sterile environment without any contamination during the surgery. Machine closely monitors each penetration in the respective area, as I usually first perform all penetrations needed for the respective part of the donor area.
So, this is the thing. He's using his own built extraction machine, extraction device. That is something like a neograft with some suction, presumably, I don't know. But as he's saying, it's calculating the depth of the extraction, which is really interesting.
After which I collect the grafts with tweezers.
Yeah, standard part. It's interesting that he doesn't show his machine, is blurring it. It's probably one of the key to his, extractions, I suppose. He blurred even the grafts. I wonder why. What do I have here? What does this mean? 1, 5, 7, I guess. Oh, this is the area. Total 3,400 grafts. Area 4. And this is like very... So area 1 size 0.65. Incisions 12 per centimeter square.
Patient's lunch break is usually 1 hour. Time to recount and sort the grafts.
So while the patient is going on a break to have a lunch and chill, the technicians are hard working counting the grafts. Over 4 hours of implantation. He's extracting a big chunk and then implanting. As opposed to other doctors, they're doing like, in stages. They're extracting 500 grafts and implanting, then again extracting, implanting. But the biggest claim is that if you're extracting and implanting small amount and going back and forth like that, the hair stays out of the body for less amount of time, therefore increasing the survival rate. However, looking at his approach, it doesn't look like it's an issue.
At this stage, for implantation, I use CHO implanters without performing recipient holes.
So, DHI.
The machine...
Interesting technique. Usually, when implantations are done with the CHO implanters, with the implanter pens, they're just done like straight to the skin, like up in one motion, then press the button, and the hair graft goes straight to the incision that you just made. But he's kind of rolling it slowly to create incision. Interesting technique.
Monitors and vocally counts
the fast.
Implantation of each graft in the respective area. This way I always know the exact amount of implanted grafts and I easily follow the surgical plan for graft distribution.
I wonder how this machine counts. Is there like a person standing just like pressing the button? 1, 2, 3, 4.
556. 4,600.
78. 79.
Yeah, look at this technique.
80. 96.
Looking here, the density really is not like super dense. But again, this part is his mid-scalp going to crown, which does not really require high density. So it's absolutely fine. Even density like a 30-35 grafts per centimeter square is going to be usually enough to create illusion of density. What's the most important part is the crown and the hairline, because this is the areas that people, see you from basically. That's when, that's where they're implanting more grafts per centimeter square.
There is usually no bleeding in the donor area immediately after the extraction. This makes it possible.
Yeah, this is interesting. No bleeding. Have you seen so many pictures of like online of these guys, just their donors bleeding from everywhere, and sometimes even the recipient area is bleeding from everywhere. But his patient looks freaking clean.
Not to put a bandage in the donor area.
Damn, look at this punch, like so small, so tiny punches. Interesting fact that I noticed that he's not using a surgical loop. So he's not using any magnification while extracting the grafts or implanting the grafts. which is interesting. The best practices are usually with the use of, some sort of magnification, so you can see better and clearer what you're extracting, when you're implanting. All of the best surgeons in the world are using loupes and he isn't. His vision is probably like 40/20. So 5 hours, 25 minutes of extracting the grafts non-stop. First of all, I can't believe how he's sitting there and like precisely, he's not getting tired. To me, this is crazy. I'm really blown away how these hair transplant doctors have the patience and precision to do such a small precise job for so many hours straight. It's incredible. These people are incredible.
Depending on the location of the respective sections of the recipient area, I use follicular units extracted from the sections of the donor areas in which the follicular units have the needed morphology.
So basically what he means is that there are specific types of hair on different parts of the donor area that is better used in specific areas of recipient area. Meaning, for the hairline you would need to use only single hair grafts, specifically finer single grafts, which you can find around the ears and down on the nape of the neck. By implanting these grafts, your result gonna look much more natural than if you would implant single graft just from the, from this thicker part. Not to mention if you're gonna implant double and triple that we usually see, coming from really poor clinics. What's important as well is the implantation angle. This is basically one of the key to, natural look as well. Because if the hair is gonna be implanted straight up 90 degrees, it's not gonna, look nice.
11, 12, 13, 14.
Damn, in one surgery, in 2 days of surgery, he covered everything, the whole Norwood 6 area, from the hairline to the crown.
The second surgical day ends with photos of the donor and the recipient areas.
God, just look at that. All area, like he was bald, like bald Norwood 6, no hair. And now, hairline, mid-scalp, crown, everything is covered. This is crazy. So yeah, it looks like he's just using best practices, except the loupes for some reason. But he's using correct angles, correct type of hair. He's using really small punch sizes, probably something about 0.6, 0.65 in the donor. So he's able to extract so many grafts safely. Not many doctors are willing to try and go to extract so many grafts, especially in one session. This is pretty mind-blowing, to be honest. And seems like Dr. Zarev absolutely mastered his craft. Good for him. I wish more doctors, would be so diligent and precise and really love what they do. With that being said, thanks so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and like this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.